Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's Influencer Fridays. Chef Jesse is in the kitchen, and Chef Jesse, welcome back to 2022 Influencer Fridays.
Jay, how you doing, man?
I'm excited about seeing how much you love feta, that we're going to get right into feta and talking, but I'm doing great, but I'm excited to see you and what we're going to do today with Influencer Fridays and a ton of feta. That looks like a little bit of feta you got there.
Yeah, we've got a decent amount, so I'll be stocked up for a little bit, that's for sure. But our friends over there at Carino Kuzina are awesome, so I definitely have lots to try. I got to say though, did we upgrade our intro in 2022? That video was awesome.
Yeah, we kicked it up a little bit, buddy. We kicked it up.
Hey, there was lots of feta in that video too.
You know what? Did you notice that? You noticed that?
I did.
So. Yeah. Before we get started, everyone, I just want to make sure everyone subscribes and follows the SVK network on all Sysco Canada's social channels. We're everywhere. We're the only food service streaming program out there right now in North America that brings you content like we are today, every day of the week, except for Mondays, that we bring constant information for you. So, Jesse, what are we doing today? Let's get right into this. And let's look at some beautiful feta. That is Sysco branded feta, folks. We got the codes today. So the codes are going to pop up on the screen. Our producer is going to put them up and you can buy them, put them on your order, put them in your menu. So Jesse, over to you.
Awesome. So we've got 3 different kinds of feta today. We're trying cow's milk feta for all 3 varieties. We've got hard, we've got our traditional feta, and then we've got a pre-crumbled feta. So lots of different options to utilize in our kitchens, which is amazing. So they both, or all of our fetas here have 22% milk fat and about 55% moisture. So it's going to be the same across the board.
So they would be considered a medium, Jesse? I think they're considered a medium, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. Which is, I think, is perfect for restaurants, right?
Yeah, I think, even just seeing the 3 different varieties in front of us here, they're all very similar or essentially the same in their makeup, but even before we use them on our menu items, they're all in different forms, which just shows the versatility to begin with.
Nice. Alrighty, so we have a rule here, folks, on our Influencer Fridays that Jesse has not, if you notice that, he has not snacked any of this. We have a no bites policy, and we're going to grade everything good, great, or wow today. And Jesse, you haven't snacked any. You didn't cheat, did you? No cheats?
No, if you want to bring your scale over, we still have 13 kilograms, I think. So I promise. So the one thing that I have done, Jay, is any of the feta that we're using that was in our pails, they come in brine. So the brine just preserves the freshness of the cheese. So I've removed it from the brine about 30 minutes. And what that does is it's going to allow to get the natural flavors of the cheese out. So
is that what restaurants should do then? People that maybe have never used feta usually take it out of the brine for a little bit before?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we're managing our order guides and stuff correctly, what I would suggest is when that feta does come in, if you're going to be using it in the next few days, is just to remove it from brine. At our restaurant, we take it out and we put it on a drip tray in an insert, and we just let it essentially dry, and that makes it easy to crumble as well if we are hand crumbling it in house.
Nice. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get into this.
So we'll start with the hard. So this is really cool. It's basically poured into our pail in the 3 kilogram and 1 kilogram sizes, and then it hardens in the pail. So you're essentially getting a full almost wheel of feta that comes out. And so it's got a really nice texture. The thing that I use this for a ton right now is you may have seen it on TikTok. Do nice like spinach and feta pasta in a cast iron pan. You do it all in one pan, nice big block in the middle. And what that does is creates kind of your coating and your cheese sauce.
Nice. So there's the code, folks, right there.
You'll have to test that recipe on the TikTok series.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, again, like I said, I mean that's a favorite use I have for it. But as you can see, like I cut it and there was no breakage or crumbling. So lots of different applications. You could bread this and fry this as like a cheese stick type thing. It holds up really really nicely.
So Jesse, before you get started there, what are you looking
Oh,
for? What are you looking for? What are you looking for in this cheese? Is it the salt flavor, too salty, not salty? What are you looking for in feta?
I'm looking for a balance. I think as we do with most ingredients and a freshness. Obviously we want that salt content. Um, I'm also very mindful of just what the uses are. So if in my mind I'm gonna put this on my menu and I'm gonna utilize it in a few different dishes to get the most out of it, it needs to hold up to what my thought process is on what I'm using that ingredient for, and if it doesn't, then we're kind of dead on arrival. So it's a combination of flavor, obviously freshness, and then usability in terms of practice.
Awesome. Because I've tried feta out there. I've tried inexpensive feta, and holy cow, there is a big difference in.
Was there a pun intended in that,
No, no, it
Jay?
wasn't at all. No, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. All right, let's
No.
get.
All right. Cool. So
All right.
I think to for those of you sitting on the edges of your seats, I would say it's great. That's we'll just get that out of the way. And,
All
and the
right.
reason being, uh, you know, in terms of mouthfeel and texture, I think it's nice, really nice. It holds up well, like I said. So I could really see this going on a menu and being fried and being a nice fried appetizer. But I could
Nice.
also see it being grated. And again, I love that application of the pasta. So it's everything that I would hope for in terms of what my vision is for this ingredient if I were to have um, it being brought into the restaurant. So that's great.
Nice. Nice.
All right, moving on. So we're gonna go from hard to just our traditional. Big differences here. You've got your kind of traditional holing throughout the cheese, and this is going to be a little bit lower yield. So you're really going to get maximum yield out of this guy. A little bit lower yield on this, just based on some breakage and stuff like that. But the application is great in
Nice.
terms of crumbling on top of a salad, stuff like that.
Jesse, is there anything that you've done with feta that you want to share, just on a recipe or something that people may have never used?
Honestly, I think I never really explored the options when it came to feta until I started seeing that stupid TikTok that I keep going back to. But it just wasn't an ingredient that was necessarily on my radar. But since then, I've been looking more to utilize it in menu items and dishes, just because it is such a great cheese, and I just think it's like a sleeper, a dark horse, if you will. It just doesn't get utilized as much as it could. I think
Yeah.
people look at feta and they automatically go salad, maybe flatbread, and it kind of stops there. I love it on hummus,
Mhm.
just a few different things that you wouldn't necessarily think of.
You know what I always say, and I've said this many times before, is that when you look at increasing your pricing on your menu, obviously the proteins, the main ingredients, the center of the plate, let's say, is typically where people are like always focused on. But I always think of like cheeses, sauces, and breads are really easy to change with a may give, maybe a little more costly, a few cents more, but it really can increase your menu price.
Yeah, absolutely. I think cheeses specifically just go unrealized.
Yeah.
We look at the meat shelf in our cooler, and we look at the dollar value associated with that. But how often do we look at the dairy shelf or even the vegetable
Yeah.
shelf, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's a big change. It makes a big change. You put feta on a burger, you can probably add another $3 and it may cost you 20 cents more or 30 cents more. Right. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah, and
dive into that, buddy. I want to see it. Don't eat the little chunk. I want the big chunk.
all right, fine, fine.
Don't
You're the
don't don't
boss.
wimp out. Don't wimp out. Don't wimp
You're the
out.
boss. Hey, fed it for breakfast. Nothing wrong with
Feta
that,
for
right?
breakfast, man. All right, here we go. There's the code, folks. What are we going for, Jesse? What are we going to rate this one? This is real, folks. There's nothing made up here. No bites before. Jesse, what are we going for?
That's wow. No, it's good. I mean, like you said, what are we looking for? You know, when we taste it, well, balance, and there's obviously a high salt content
Yeah.
in this, but it doesn't come at the front of your palate. So it was nice. It was subdued to an extent, but it was obviously present. And you know, I've had feta that has come straight out of the brine before, and I have had feta that has sat as this has, but I've never had it, you know, on its own after it's sat. And the depth of flavor that you're getting from this cheese specifically is like, it's pretty awesome.
There you go. I even threw in some background music for you now, Jesse.
I was like, is your phone going off? Am I getting like the hook off the stage?
No. I thought, you know what, let's just jazz it up a little bit.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, man. It's Feta Friday.
Yeah, so that's
we should put that on menus now. We should have a Feta Friday.
Yeah, that's actually awesome.
There we go, man. There we go. We just created something, Jesse.
Let's get
Katie, mark that
ASAP.
down. We'll get our producer to mark that down. Take note, Katie. Feta Friday. All we do is just eat feta all day.
That's
everything
like next week we're doing
everything
like
has feta
60 varieties of feta.
Exactly. Awesome. So what's the next one, Jesse? So we got a wow, we got a great.
Absolutely. So we are going to continue on the traditional train.
All right.
For some more alliteration, and we're going to go with the traditional feta that's pre-crumbled. So
pre-crumbled.
First of all, you know, it's hard to see on the camera, but the variety in terms of sizing is really, really nice. We've got some super fine powder, but we also got, you know, nice little pea-sized clusters, which I really appreciate. And it comes in these 1 kilogram bags, which is fantastic for use. In terms
so does it come one bag?
Product.
Is it one bag in a box? Or two bags?
That is a good question, Jay. I
think it's one
bags.
bag. Oh,
No,
4 bags.
Four.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe you're getting 4 1 kilogram bags per case.
Awesome. Which I think from a chef's perspective, you would like that, right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, just in terms of keeping it fresh, but ready to go as well. It's very easy that, you know, if we are lucky enough to see an increase in sales for what we expected, it's grab the bag, open it. We've got fresh, amazingly crumbled feta, and off we go. So I've got this in a bowl. Again, you know, this for me, out of these two, this is going to be my garnish feta, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm going to put this on top of a pasta, a salad. You know, as I mentioned, I like it on the top of hummus at times. So that's kind of what the use is in my mind, just off the gate or out of the gate here. But so it's like I said. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was going to say Katie has put up the code there, folks. It is a 4x1 kg. There's the code. Throw it on your order. I like the bags. I don't know, something about that brine and the not being in brine, but being in the bag. I like. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, I just think it serves a purpose, right? You know, there's a little bit more versatility, I think, when it comes to the pails in terms of menu design. But when it comes to the bag, like, we don't have to let it sit after we've taken it out of the brine. We don't have to crumble it ourselves, right? So, you know, how often do we talk about labor savings? That's a huge piece, as well as consistency for your product, right? Your guest comes in, they want to come back and have the same great dish they had the first time or the previous time that they came in. So that's huge. And then I love the bag specifically also for ordering, right? We're busy. We want to get our orders in. We want to get back into, you know, designing dishes or taking care of our guests. And I can easily go, 10 bags, 10 kilograms. Okay, yeah, order it, don't order it, whatever the case may be. I love the counting aspect of it too, which is kind of nerdy, but it saves time, right?
Absolutely. So Jesse, quiz question.
Okay.
What's the word feta mean?
I have no idea. I'll be honest with you. You hit me with a tough one on the case sizing. So I was already having a big victory.
We're sorry about that, but the word feta comes from an ancient Greek word meaning slice.
Huh.
Didn't know that, eh?
Isn't it ironic that we crumble it most of the time?
Exactly.
The ancient Greeks are not happy with us. And I think for Feta Friday, we're only slicing it.
Exactly.
If our friends at Kuzina are watching, I'm gonna need 15 more pails of
Yeah,
this for next Friday,
exactly.
please. You have my shipping address.
There you go. I love it. All right,
right,
let's
so
go for this. Are you nervous, Katie? I think Katie, our producer, is nervous about this one. Good,
I
great, or
think Katie,
wow?
being off camera, is probably dancing to the music right now.
She's yeah. She
Yeah.
grooves all the time. Yeah, she's a huge Feta fan too. Huge Feta fan.
Huge. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way that I can not give this a wow, just based on it contains everything that I loved about the traditional in the block form, but also has just that great consistency and how it's crumbled, how quickly I can access it if I'm a cook, or, you know, like I said, we're busier than expected. I think if we have Feta on our menus, like, this is a no-brainer. This needs to be in your kitchen. And then I think, you know, I definitely explore the hard one as well, just based on how many different menu items you can do with it, and the high yield that you get as well.
Nice. I think you should hug that bag then. Hug that bag of Feta. Hug it.
Jay, what? I actually hugged it last night.
Did you?
I hung out with it. Yeah, I was speaking to it. I said, "Tell me about yourself before we get into the show tomorrow."
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, Jesse, thanks again. For everyone else today, let's put all the codes up again, Katie. First one was a great. Am I right? And
Yes.
The second one that we went to today was a wow. And last one was another wow. So that's 2 wows, 1 great off of today's. Here's all the codes, folks, you're going to put up here. This is Sysco branded cheese. So this is made for us and our specs. And Jesse, thanks again for another great Influencer Friday. And folks, we're back next week with, first of all, we have a dishing it out with Chef Peter on Tuesday, and we're actually going to tackle food inflation with recipes. And I've challenged the chefs that are going to be on the show. They cannot have a cost of higher than $1.50. And whoever gets the highest plate price off that $1.50 is the winner. So next Tuesday is going to be a huge challenge for 3 chefs that we have on the show. What do you think of that, Jesse? That sounds pretty cool, eh?
I'm going to put it in my calendar. I'm watching.
Right? And then Wednesday is also Canada's first virtual golf show that we have, which is huge. We have over 16 vendors going to be participating over the whole day. We have Matt Rolfe going to be speaking at 9 a.m. about leadership and golf courses and everything you need to know about that. And then Thursday, I can't remember, but we'll be back next Friday with Influencer Fridays, tackling more products and giving you real, honest feedback about these products. Good, great, or well. And no bites. These guys do not snack before. A lot of people try to convince them, but we stick to our guns. So thanks so much, Jesse. Thanks, everyone else. Have a great rest of your Friday. Get out there and support our industry. And thanks so much.